Good afternoon and welcome to my Module 5 and my Ed Tech resources. Today I'm going to be answering a few questions for our tech class. So let's get started. So my first question is, have I ever created a PDF before? Yes, I have created a lot of PDFs within my past years. So before I went to Fort Hays, I went to Cali, as I've said in previous videos, and I have created all my Google Docs I had to make them into PDFs to just submit them into Blackboard, because if I didn't and just immediately submitted them, then my teachers would not be able to see them, or they would have to transform them and then ask for my permission to see them. And so it just made it a lot easier if I just did it myself and made it a PDF and then submitted it. So it made it a lot easier. My next question is, discuss your experience using Chrome and what do you think about the process of making a PDF? So I love Chrome. I would pick Chrome over Microsoft any day. That's what I use for work as being a technology teacher, and so I think it works way better with my kids since we use Google Chrome and we use Clever for a lot of our typing games that we play and such like that. I think it's easier to make a PDF on Google Chrome than it is Microsoft. I've also never really used Microsoft too much because I had a MacBook I've used previous for college, and it's best using it on Google compared to Microsoft because I have to download the apps and all that other stuff. So yes. And my next question is, describe ways that you think PDF files can be useful for you as a future teacher in education environment. Now, as being a first-year teacher, PDF files work very good. I think they're very useful. I use PDF files through Google Docs, Google Drive, Google, all of them, and it keeps my work so much easier because I just keep it by, these are my kindergarten classes and this is the PDFs we're working on, and this I just do it all for all my master copies of PDFs and everything. It's perfect. I love PDFs. It's super useful, amazing stuff. And then my next question is, discuss your favorite ed tech resource. So my favorite ed tech resource would probably be one of my top ones would be Common Sense Media. So Common Sense Media is something we use at the school I'm working for our computer lab students. So we use it for all of our lessons, and for kids' for our learning, and it has so many lessons on it. So the lessons, there's videos, lesson slides, printouts, hard copies for the teacher sometimes. So the answer keys, it has those with them too. Some do, some don't have the answer key. I just think it's super useful. Honestly, it works out really good for me, and being able to be a first-year teacher in technology, I think it just works out super good for me to be able to teach my students. I can always watch the videos before and get all my copies printed out week before or whatever for my lesson planning. My next question is, how do you plan to organize online resources that you find? So the way I organize them, my first thing I do is I automatically on Google bookmark them. I put them all my bookmarks, or I put them in my bookmark bar, and I have them all there. So I have I have tons on my computer right now, but I usually save every single lesson plan. So on Monday I have kindergartners or so, as an example, and so I have there already in my bookmark. I already have their lesson pulled right there, so all I have to do is click on it, and it works super good in Google Chrome, and That's how I bookmark all of them, so I know all my sites. If not, I always write them down on a sticky note and keep them in my organizing file. That's just how I've always used them. Next question is, after research the OER responsive, were you able to find any resources useful for your future classroom? Do you see ORE as important resources for content in the future? It's a yes and no type thing. I really don't have too much to say on it. I find some things useful from it and some things not so useful from it. That's really all I have on that. Next question is, have you ever used your webcam to record yourself, upload the video to the internet? Answer is yes. I do that for all my intro to tech classes as I'm doing right now. And yeah. Do you have any challenges in getting in the web, recording, upload, or paste into the discussion board? Describe the ways that you think video recording can be useful for you as a future teacher in the educational environment. I think there's different ways to go about this. So I have had challenges. So my very first video, uploading it to this, I had some trouble getting into Blackboard, but I figured out different ways to upload them actually that work a lot better. So I use them differently now, and it seems to have no problem. Just takes a little bit to process it and everything else to get it uploaded to YouTube. So sometimes, if you're like not in school the next day and you say you have a planned day gone and you still have students coming in, videoing yourselves or your voice or something as your plan, so the substitute can play the video of your voice, or so your students will understand it. I think it works really well because your students know you and your voice and your face. So sometimes it's better than a substitute trying to explain the lesson plan. It works out a lot better. And then the substitute like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Yep, here's your worksheet. Have fun type thing. I don't want it to be like that. I like my students to be able to do what they're supposed to do and know they're doing it the correct way, like I want them to be doing it. So I think it'd be really helpful if you're doing like a math lesson or whatever lesson you're doing and you had a video of yourself explaining what you're supposed to be doing, maybe even to the sub or to your class. I think it helps out really good. So that's all I have to say on this time on my Intro to Tech Module 5. Thank you.